Hello guys, Adam here from Not Toys Action Figures, bringing you another action figure review. And yes, you can see we have something new. It's still Power Rangers, but it is something new. And yes, it has been a while since my last video. So I think it's been about 6 months. And yeah, the reason for that is that my spare room has been used for something else. Now I have the room back. You can see my nice table is back. And yeah, I kind of dropped out of collecting a little bit, but have been looking forward to these. You can see these are the Super7 Ultimates line, the new Mighty Morphin Power Rangers ones, and just look how premium and how cool this box is. You can turn it around on the back. We have Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, Super7 logo. Here you can see we have the dragon kind of emblem. It says Green Ranger down here, Super7 down here, and if you haven't seen this before, prepare yourself. Voila! There he is. There is Tommy. There is the Green Ranger, nicely packed, like so nicely packed in this box. Like it's nice to see the window again. If you collect Lightning Collection figures, you know the recent ones the window has actually been removed, so you can't see the figure anymore. But with Ultimates, Super7 are less wary about the environment, and they left the plastic in, and you get to see the nice view of Tommy, of the figure, of all of its accessories, and there are loads and loads of accessories which I'm really excited about. And the box itself is gorgeous. Like you see these lightning bolts coming down, just nicely framing the figure here in its window. On top we have the Ultimates logo. On the back we have a blurb. Feel free to pause the video if you want to read it. And we also have a picture of the actual suit from the show. And on the bottom we just have the basic legalese. It's upside down for you, all the stuff there. But yeah, I'm very excited to get him out of the box and just play around with him. I'll say, actually, before we do, I want to show you this as well, because he actually came in this box, which is just a plain cardboard one. And I don't know if all Ultimates come in this. Like, he came wrapped in this and then wrapped in plastic as well. So it feels so much more premium than the Lightning Collectors ones do. And yeah, I just wanted to point this out because some people sometimes ask me about what my name is. And I kind of got it from this, so it's meant to be like, you know, adult collectible, not a toy. It's like action, not a toy. It's action. It's an action figure. It's supposed to be a little joke, but yeah, I just thought that was funny, and I wanted to show you the box. So yeah, without further ado, let's get him out and get him on the table and see what we have. Okay, so before we got him out of the box proper, I just thought I would show you him like this, because you can see how many accessories he has. He has over here. There's the main figure. He has his weapons on this side, and then there are these other weapons here too. Forgive me, I can't really remember what these weapons are references to, but the things I do notice are these ones and all of this stuff here, because this is from the it's supposed to be from the flip heads from back, you know, the original flip head figures. I think I have the review on the channel of the new ones, but these are like the weapons out of these. So you can see like the real kind of dragon dagger here, and then this big plastic one, and this really shiny metallic shield. So yeah, it's really nicely packaged. It comes in 2 layers, and yeah, you can see how much you're getting for your money in this shot right here. Okay, so we have him out of the box, and I just wanted to keep him in kind of this neutral pose, just to give you guys like a look at the detail on him, because yeah, I mean, like I've opened a lot of Lightning Collection figures, and Lightning Collection, there always seems to be something wrong with every figure. Like there just seems to be something that's not exactly accurate. And when you look at this guy, like everything just looks good on him. He's, you know, here you can see on the teeth, like it's painted properly silver and white, which isn't in the Lightning Collection figures. He's got a nice red dot on his head. I hope you can see it because it's a little bit dark. There, let me just move my light closer. Yeah, here going down to the shield, these little emblems are coloured in black. You look at his morpher there, you can see clearly it says Power Ranger. We'll have a little look later, but underneath he actually has the diamonds under his chest. Under his shield piece here, going down to the belt is right with the black line on it. The hands with the gloves, everything looks good. So you go down to the legs, you have here, which I think is even now on the I have the remastered Blue Ranger and Yellow Ranger from the Lightning Collection, and even still they the feet are incorrect because they don't have this black line at the bottom. So out of the gate, yeah, he's just for detail, he looks amazing. And the one thing you'll notice as well is when you put him side by side is his size. He's a lot bigger than the Lightning Collection one because the scale is more like these are 6-inch scale. I believe Ultimate's a 7-inch scale, and also the color. Like you can see how kind of off the green is for this one. Like it looks almost more like a teal color, whereas this one is much more like the green that you imagine, and you don't really notice it until they are side by side. And I guess when you compare, I mean, again, bear it in mind, there is a size difference, obviously a scale difference, but you can see in the sculpt of the helmets as well, like the differences. And sorry, as my camera focuses, you can kind of see here actually the shield from the Lightning Collection one. His is a lot more metallic, which is quite surprising because the on its own, when you don't compare it, it doesn't look that metallic, I think. So yeah, that's all maybe something that this one has over there. You go down to the morphers down here. The morpher on the Green Ranger is pretty bad. On the Lightning Collection one, I should say. On here, there's way much more detail. And like I said, you go down to the boots, and as always, the Lightning Collection ones, I think it's on the Zeo Rangers, they are black, but on all of the other ones, all of the Mighty Morphin is white. So yeah, that was just a quick comparison between the two. Let's maybe go over his articulation, and then we can put him in some poses. Okay, so let's go over the Green Ranger's articulation, and yeah, quite surprisingly, his articulation seems quite straightforward compared to Lightning Collection, which is okay because I mean, like I don't need him to do any mega poses. Like I like taking photos of toys, but I don't necessarily need them to be. I mean, I'm not the best poser, but yeah, I think the idea of these is you can see here, like they're meant to look nice on a shelf, and they're a bigger scale. You get more detail in them, and yeah, I think they've kind of skimped a little bit on the posability, but for me that's fine. So you see on his head, it has a nice twist on it. It's on a ball joint there, so it can kind of look up, it can look down, pretty fine. It does feel quite loose on there, but that's fine as long as it's just the head that's loose and not the ball. The arms, you have to watch out for the shield, but they go all the way up and they come out here slightly. You might have noticed there, this bends a little bit. If we look at the actual, where is it? If you look at the arm here, you can see what it's on. So there is a pin that goes in, and the pin does have, if you can see, hopefully it's not too dark, but the pin does have a bit of movement here. But yeah, it's very hard to move around. So I'm a little bit anxious about that. But you can see the arm does go up to at least there, and it I would say like this does feel like a toy, even though they say it's an action collectible or whatever they called it. It feels more like a toy in the sense of like how you move it around, and yeah, just how kind of clunky the articulation feels. Like I feel like there's probably going to be like this is not good, but I feel like there's going to be like a lot of just stuff rubbing together. So yeah, you probably don't want to move it around too much. For instance, there you can see on here the arm then goes around if you pull it out a little bit, but getting it to go back in is a little bit concerning. I have heated him up as well, but yeah, that doesn't want to go in right now. On the bicep, you can see there is a bicep swivel there at the arm rings. There is like a single jointed elbow that does kind of come up to 90%, and now I'm really annoyed about this. It comes up to 90%. The wrist swivels around, and then there is a hinge going in and out, and we do have a plethora of hands to look at. There are so many hands with this guy, like I actually cannot believe it. I think there's 6 sets of hands with him, so we'll get a look at that later. You can see here he has this massive T kind of junction going up for his crunch. The crunch is limited by the shield, but you can pop that out of the way because the shield is quite like flexible material. So you can see crunches down here. Aesthetically, this is not my favorite thing ever. Like on here, it doesn't look so bad because it's kind of hidden by the shield, but it's making me really worried about the other Rangers that don't have something covering the midriff because yeah, this is not the best looking thing I've ever seen. For those of you that were angry about the Lightning Collection figure not having it, he does have the diamond underneath. So when you take this off, you can have him kind of like if you want to reenact the scene where he gives the shield to Zach, you can do that. And it's all correct. If we look at Lightning Collection 1, yeah, he doesn't have it. He just has the white kind of on his butterfly, on his, what is this joint called? It is a butterfly joint, right? Yeah, there. Going down again, you get to this kind of toy feeling here on the legs. Like the legs, they seem to be kind of on a ball, but they come really close, high up, so you get it to about there, and it gets a little bit worrying because yeah, like I said, I think what's going to happen is this kind of hip joint is going to start rubbing on the leg and damaging it, which I don't want to do. Yeah, but then we go down to the knee. Again, the knee is single jointed. It goes back to there, which, yeah, again, is not the best ever, but it's fine. And then you go down to the legs, and the legs, yeah, I mean, the foot doesn't really have any swivel. There is a hinge here and a rocker on the foot. And yeah, that is his articulation. So it's quite straightforward, especially compared to Lightning Collection and what we see with a lot of the Hasbro stuff. But again, I think this guy is meant to look good on a shelf, strike a very nice silhouette, which he does. Like, he has a really good silhouette. Like, he does, apart from this cut here, the silhouette looks really, really good. And yeah, you can tell it's the Green Ranger from miles away. So yeah, let's heat him up again. Hopefully I can get that arm to come down, and we'll put him in some poses. Okay, so first off, we have him with the iconic Dragon Dagger, about ready to blow into the flute, play the theme, and call on the Dragon Zord. And yeah, this is a really nice, really good looking figure. Again, yeah, the posability is a little bit lacking behind, but yeah, like, if you just want to have him looking like this on a shelf, just look how good he looks. Like, he's just such a good looking figure. And yeah, like I said, the posability is what it is. Like, I managed to get his arms back in. I had to kind of like push them, if you can see my finger, push them like up first and then back in, and they slip back in. Getting the hands off was easy. Getting him in this position, even just having the legs open, was a little bit of a struggle, to be honest with you, because yeah, just because those hips are so tight. But yeah, even just stood like this, really simply, it looks good. If you want to see a little bit of detail on the Dragon's dagger, you can see there the nice gold highlights on it. It has all of the actual buttons, like they look like buttons that he presses, or the keys, I guess you would call them, that he presses to play the tune. Yeah, really good looking figure, nice piece. Let's put him in another pose. Yes, now I remember why I stopped collecting fucking action figures, because they break easily all of the time. Like, what is this? Literally just went to pull it out of his hand, the hand off, and it's just a peg snap. Like, yeah, great. Okay, here is the Green Ranger kind of acting like he's a G.I. Joe, just kind of casually holding this, I guess it's a blaster rifle or something. And yeah, again, sets a good silhouette, and yeah, you get these special hands. I was like, what on earth are these massive hands for? Because they literally look like this. And I was like, they must be for the gun. And yeah, surprise, surprise, they are for the gun. So yeah, here he is holding the gun. Here he is in kind of like the best action pose I could get him in. Again, doesn't really have much movement. He's holding the Dragon Dagger as well. But at least with this hand, because of the buttons on the Dragon Dagger, he can't quite hold it like flat. He has to hold, the dagger has to be pivoted out where the buttons are. But still, it kind of looks cool. It looks cool, and you can see here on the sword, again, the detail, the nice shape, the black here with some texture on it, the red, and then I really like that it is actually like a material tassel on it. The one on the Lightning Collection is a piece of plastic that just sticks out at an angle all the time, so it doesn't look realistic. But yeah, here's his action pose. And I'm gonna try and get him into, maybe we just go over these boxes a little bit. So you can see here is the golden, let me hang on. So you can see here is the golden shield. We have another Morpher here, which I think the hand that just broke is that hand is for that, so that he can hold the Morpher in the middle. So that's a shame. I won't be able to do that. You can see the other hands here. Like I said, there are 6. The arms are supposed to be for when you put these on, because I think on the flip head he didn't have any of the gold bands here. Then if we go to the other one, like I said, just some accessories, or maybe we do that actually for the last one. We have the 2 Tommy heads. We have it when he's like the evil Green Ranger. We have it when he's the normal one. This one reminds me a lot of the head from what's it called? From Lightning Collection, where from the White Ranger. Here you can get a closer look at the kind of 90s flip head sword, dragon blade sword thing. Here is this long shadow blade, or whatever it's called, the gun, and then we have again the blaster from the 90s. Which, yeah, I mean, to be fair, I was going to say it's quite surprising that it doesn't have one, but the Green Ranger doesn't have an actual blaster. So yeah, those are some of the other accessories. Let's put one of the Tommy heads on, and yeah, we'll end the episode. Okay, and finally, I put the angry head on because I think it looks cooler. Here is Angry Tommy, and you can see here, kind of like it's, I would say, Super7 style, at least for the Ultimates, is that the head kind of looks, if you would, like a comic book character, if you know what I mean, like it looks more animated, than, or stylized, I guess you would say, than realistic. But yeah, it's a good representation of Tommy. I like that he has like the dark shadow under his eyes there, the bandana, and the grimace as well. Like it's a nice kind of what's the word? Yeah, it's kind of like a nice pose for him. And I mean, this figure, I was really looking forward to it. I've been like, I think I pre-ordered this a year and a half ago when they first came out, and been waiting. And in Europe, they came out a little bit later than in America, so that's why this video is coming out now. I do have the Yellow Ranger as well, with Trini and Aisha to check out. So I'm kind of interested to see what the differences are in the two body types between the male and the female. And yeah, but I did want to show you more. I wanted to show you stuff with the other shield and changing the arms, but because of how stiff the arms are and because one of the hands already broke, I'm a little bit hesitant to try pulling anything off and changing anything. So this is going to be the end of the video. Would I suggest getting one? I think if you are a Power Ranger collector and you want something a little bit with more detail, not necessarily better quality, I would say, but with more detail, I would definitely get one. If it's just going to sit on your shelf as a 7-inch Power Ranger, then yes, you should definitely buy one. They are more expensive than Lightning Collection. They are 50 euros or $50, I would say, around that, whereas Lightning Collection now is about 30. If you are a photographer who is like, I like taking action poses of my figures, then I would not suggest getting these guys, because the posability just isn't there. It just seems like the actual movability is not very good either. And I would then probably stick with getting a Lightning Collection because they're a bit cheaper. Or if you really want to go for something more posy, I would try and get my hands on the SH Figure Arts. They're a lot more expensive, but I have two now. I managed to get the White Ranger and the Red Ranger, and those things are awesome. They are really, really good posing figures. But yeah, that has been the review. If you'd like to actually see the SH Figure Arts figures, let me know in the comments, and maybe I'll make a video on them. Otherwise, let me know if you managed to pick up the Super7's Ultimates Green Ranger, and what you thought of him, and if you got any of the other Mighty Morphin Rangers, let me know too. You can do that in the comments. As always, give this video a like, and if you haven't done so already, please make sure you subscribe. Thanks so much for watching. Bye bye.